Besides Chat GPT, what other AI models have you heard of?
I'm not the person. I'm really not AI savvy, to be honest.
Okay, anybody watching? Those of you who have
I just got into ChatGPT.
Okay. Gemini, Cheeky Chai said Gemini. Okay. Um, any others? Any others? Ooh, has anybody watching heard of Perplexity? If you haven't, Perplexity is one of the more robust AIs out there. They really give you good information. I think their AI is called Claude. Uh and Perplexity, they, like most AI models, they have been coming under a lot of fire for how they train their models and the type of information they use, right? We had the lawsuit where the authors were saying, you're using our books. Well, Perplexity is now being sued by not one, not two, but three different newspapers. The New York Times, the Chicago Tribune, and actually this is a newspaper, but Encyclopedia Britannica.
What? They still
around? And the Dow Jones New York Post. They are all suing Perplexity for copyright infringement. Now, all of these entities, New York Times, Chicago Tribune, New York Post, it's like they are all behind a paywall, right? But I don't know how the Perplexity thing does it, but it is able to get past that paywall and get the information. So they have been scraping information from these news outlets, and the news outlets are suing Perplexity for copyright infringement. And it's just not a fact that, this news is behind a paywall, so, maybe go find a free one. But entities like the New York Times, they license their news to Amazon for Alexa. So somebody else is already paying them. Chai said it's easy to get past the paywall. Chai said Amazon pays them for exclusive use of their news, and for Perplexity to be able to get behind that paywall and give it to anybody who wants that news, that's eating into their money, right? So it's the same thing with Chicago Tribune and these New York Post. These companies that put their information behind a paywall, because of how Toby, I'm working. Toby, because of how these because of how these AI models work, the paywalls, it's just like climbing a fence, if you know how to climb a fence. So I don't either. But it's costing them money, because the average person, because first of all, for me, I'm not paying for no newspaper subscription. Okay. Not in 2025. I can go to 4 different outlets to find the same story. So of course, these newspaper outlets, they're losing subscribers. And then for the ones who they still have, they're probably like, well, if I can just go to Chat GPT or Perplexity so I can get this news and I don't have to pay you this, $52 a year, I should just do that. So it is eating into their bottom line. So these news outlets, especially those that are licensing out their news to other outlets, they want their money and they want Perplexity to stop, right?
So is Perplexity going to get in the news before they release it to Amazon?
No. Perplexity, they're whatever is published on the New York Times, right? If you, unless you are a subscriber or you have your Alexa, you're not going to get that news from New York Times. You may get it from another outlet, but you're not going to get it from New York Times. Perplexity will literally get the news from New York Times and then cite it as the source. But you don't. Yes, they tell you where they got it, right? So Perplexity, these outlets, they're like, run us our money, okay? You coming in here robbing my house, you taking my stuff. Right. Listen, I put locks on the door, you broke the locks. I put bars on the windows, you got in through the window anyway. Right. So they want their things. But AI, it's just getting, we can't put it back in the box. We have to figure out how we're going to